Now, today we are going to learn the pronunciation. Today, our lesson will be about the pronunciation. We are going to learn the consonant sound, j, j. Okay, now, I want to introduce first what we learn about the j. This is pronunciation. Okay, the j is a sound from the consonants pairs. Group N is called the voice alveolar, affricate. This means that you create friction by first stop the airflow with your tongue. This is tongue, yeah? And the reach behind your teeth. Yeah, teeth. Then release it through a narrow gap. The j sound is made through the mouth, and it is voice, which means that you vibrate your vocal cords to make the sound j. Can you say that, please? J. All together. J, 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 j. Yes, very good. And it's defined by shape of your lips. This is lip, you know. And the position of your tongue. And it's an affricate, which is a sound made by closing the airflow. But then, opening it by forcing it. J, j. Air through a narrow space. In this case, it's the tip of your tongue that creates the narrow space between it and the ridge behind the top teeth. J, j. And to produce the sound, touch your tongue to that ridge lightly and allow air pressure to force the tongue down, opening the airway whilst voicing out. Okay, I think it's very long text. Now we will practice. I think you will understand better. Okay. And now, okay, before my list, can you guess? Can you say? Can you tell me about a few words about the j start or j in the middle of the word, please? Good job. Very good. And? Yes? Jacket. Very good. And? Chocolate. Chocolate. Good. Chocolate is ch, but okay, it's close. Okay. Now, let me introduce my verse that I prepared for you. There, my verse is chalk. Chalk. You see? Chalk. Cheers. 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 Okay, let's repeat. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Aid, aid, aid. Good. Jug, jug. Okay, please. Yes, very good. You pronounced very good. Jam. Do you like jam? Jam, jam. Okay. I like strawberry jam. You like strawberry jam? Mm-hmm. Yes, very good. Okay, bet, bet, bet. Very good. July, July, July. Okay, all together. July, July. Very good. And jug, jug, jug. Very good. And jeep, jeep, jeep. Very good. And as you see, this is the picture of how to make this voice. As you see, look at this picture and try to say the j, j, j. You see? J, j. Okay. J. Now, I heard a story about a car accident, unfortunately, but it's a story that I want to share with you. Okay? Here are some questions to think about it. So, read carefully, okay? Now, where was, before the story, I would like to show you a few questions, funny questions. Where was the accident? Where was the accident? On a bridge or a highway? First question. Second question, what kind of vehicle was it? what kind of vehicle? Vehicle, you know, is a transportation. And who was driving? Driving. Who was driving? And 4, was he driving carefully or dangerously? Dangerously. What was he doing before he drove? Don't forget this question. What was he doing before he drove? Drove, you know, second form of the drive. Was anyone injured? Injured, you know, for example, when you had a car accident, crash, or hit someone, you may be injured. Yeah, injured. Was anyone injured? What happened to the driver? Okay. Now here, as you see, there are 7 questions. Now, let's focus on these questions by reading this story. Okay. Let's read together. 3 jeeps crashed on a bridge in June. A man named George. You see? George. John was driving the larger jeep. Larger jeep. He was driving very dangerously because he had been drinking alcohol, unfortunately. But don't drink alcohol, it's very bad. The other jeep went over the edge, and 4 kids were injured, unfortunately. Now George is in jail. Another meaning of the jail is prison. Yes, prison. As you see, I colored the G sound in red, but I didn't color it a thief G sound. Can you say which one? Yes, very good. June. And please, John. Yes, June and John. Okay, very good. Now, I think you understand this story. Now, let's turn to the question. Where was the accident on a bridge or a highway? Yes, please. Highway? Bridge. Okay. Okay, your friend says bridge. Do you agree with him? Yes, a bridge. Very good. What kind of vehicle was it? What kind of vehicle? What kind of vehicle? Car, taxi, bus, subway, train? Please? Very good. Okay, correct answer is Jeep. Yeah? And 3 Jeeps. Okay. Tell me, who was driving? Who was driving car? Who? Who was driving car? Please? Yes. George, John. Was he driving carefully or dangerously? Was he driving carefully or dangerously? Yes, please? Yes, very good. Dangerously. And he was drinking alcohol. Okay. What was he doing before he drove? What was he doing before he drove? What was he doing? Yes? Yes, very good. Drinking beer, drinking alcohol, yeah? It's very bad. Was anyone injured? Injured like this. Was anyone injured? Yes, please? Yes, very good. 4 kids, unfortunately, 4 kids were injured in this car accident. What happened to George? What happened? Was he injured? What happened? Yes, please? Yes. Okay, he went to jail. Jail? Prison, yeah? Okay. And do you remember when the accident happened? When? When? Do you remember? Yes. In June. In June, the accident happened. Okay, dear students, thanks for joining my lesson. We have completed today's lesson. As you know, today we have learned how to pronounce the D sound. it will be your homework. I want you to write a story. I want you to write a story about, like my story. You should use j in your sentences, in your words.